Welcome to Infinity Revenge Story. This channel is about people who were rejected, doubted, and laughed at, but never gave up. Here, failure becomes fuel, and rejection becomes power. This is not just a story. This is a revenge story through success. Jack Ma was never seen as a future billionaire. Not by his teachers, not by employers, not even by people around him. From the beginning, life told him, no. As a child, Jack Ma struggled in school. He was not good at math. Exams were difficult. He failed again and again. While other students moved forward, Jack stayed behind. People laughed. They said he was slow. They said he wasn't smart enough. They said he had no future. But Jack Ma had something most people didn't notice: curiosity. When China began opening to the outside world, Jack became fascinated with English. Every morning, he rode his bicycle for long distances just to meet foreign tourists. He offered to guide them around his city for free. Not for money, for learning. He practiced English by talking to strangers. He listened carefully. He made mistakes. He improved slowly. This habit continued for years. While others slept, Jack learned. While others followed rules, Jack explored. But success still didn't come. Jack failed his college entrance exam multiple times. Each failure felt heavier than the last. Friends moved on. Time passed. Doubt grew. Still, he tried again and again. Eventually, he got into a teacher's college. When he graduated, he applied for jobs. Rejection followed him everywhere. Hotels rejected him. Companies rejected him. Even fast food restaurants rejected him. One famous rejection hurt deeply. A global fast food chain was opening in his city. Many people applied. Almost everyone was accepted. Jack Ma was not. He was the only one rejected. That moment stayed with him. Not as anger, but as memory. He later said that moment taught him something important: the world does not reward effort immediately. Sometimes it rewards persistence later. Years passed. Jack worked as a teacher. The pay was low. The respect was limited. People still didn't believe in him. Some said he was wasting time dreaming. Then one day, Jack encountered the internet for the first time. It changed everything. He searched for information about his country and found almost nothing. He realized something powerful. The future was coming, and his country was not ready. Jack didn't see the internet as technology. He saw it as opportunity. He didn't understand coding. He didn't understand engineering. But he understood people. He believed small businesses deserved a chance to connect with the world. So he tried and failed. His first internet business didn't work. Money disappeared. People laughed. Again, they said, "We told you so." Jack listened and kept going because rejection had already trained him. Failure no longer scared him. It prepared him. Rejection followed Jack Ma everywhere. After he failed interviews, he failed exams, he failed expectations. People around him began to treat rejection like his identity. That's just Jack. He always fails. He's not made for success. But Jack Ma was learning something important with every rejection. He was learning how to stand back up. Each no made him stronger. Each failure removed fear. Slowly, rejection stopped hurting the way it used to. It became familiar. And when fear disappears, courage grows. Jack noticed something about successful people. They were not always the smartest. They were not always the most talented. But they were always confident. He wanted that confidence. So he practiced. He practiced speaking. He practiced explaining ideas. He practiced failing in public. One day, he gathered a small group of friends and spoke about the internet. Most of them didn't understand what he was saying. Some laughed. Some were confused. But Jack believed in one thing: the future would belong to those who connected people. He tried starting an online business again. He raised money from friends. It failed. Fast. Money was lost. Trust was tested. People said he should stop dreaming and accept reality. Jack listened quietly. Then he tried again. Every failure taught him something. How people think. What businesses need. What customers want. What doesn't work. He wasn't learning from books. He was learning from pain. At this stage, Jack Ma had no power, no money, and no status. But he had something rare. Resilience. He also had vision. He believed small businesses deserved a voice. He believed technology should help people, not intimidate them. He believed leadership was about empowering others, not showing intelligence. Many people didn't take him seriously because he wasn't technical. That was his strength. He focused on people. How? No big investors. Just belief. Jack Ma gathered a small group of friends and shared a simple idea. An online platform where small businesses could reach the world. Many didn't fully understand it. But they believed him, because they had seen him fail. And keep going. That day, Alibaba was born. Not with confidence from the world, but with confidence from rejection. When Alibaba began, almost nobody believed in it. There was no fancy office, no powerful investors, no proven business model, just a small team, sitting close together, sharing one belief. That small businesses deserved a chance to be seen. People laughed at Jack Ma. They said, "You don't understand technology." They said, "You can't compete with big companies." They said, "This will never work." Even inside his own country, many doubted him. Large companies ignored him. Traditional businesses didn't trust the internet. Banks didn't want to help. Money was always a problem. There were days when Jack didn't know how salaries would be paid. There were nights when the team talked about quitting. Fear was present every day. But Jack never pretended. Everything was okay. He spoke honestly. He told his team the truth. He told them the risks. He told them failure was possible. And then he told them something else. That if they quit now, rejection would win. Jack Ma did something different from other leaders. He didn't act smarter than his team. He didn't act more powerful than his team. He acted human. He reminded them why they started. He reminded them of every rejection that led them here. He reminded them that nothing meaningful comes easily. Slowly, Alibaba began to grow. Small businesses started using it. Sellers who respond. He focused on building. He focused on trust. He believed that if people trusted the platform, success would follow. That belief shaped everything Alibaba did. As the company grew, new problems appeared. More users meant more responsibility. More attention meant more pressure. Big global companies entered the market. They had more money, more experience, and more confidence. Many people thought Alibaba would collapse. They said, "This is the end." Jack Ma smiled. He had heard that before. Instead of fighting competitors directly, Jack focused on understanding customers better than anyone else. He built systems that worked for people who were ignored everywhere else. While others chased fast profits, Jack chased long-term loyalty. Slowly, the balance shifted. Alibaba didn't just survive. It dominated. What once looked like a weak idea became a powerful force. Small businesses grew. Jobs were created. Trust expanded. The same world that once rejected Jack Ma began to notice him. Media interviews followed. International attention grew. People who once ignored him now wanted meetings. But Jack didn't forget. He remembered every rejection. Not with anger, with clarity. Because rejection had shaped his leadership. It taught him humility. It taught him patience. It taught him how to listen. Alibaba was no longer just a company. It was proof. Proof that being rejected doesn't mean being wrong. Proof that failure can become training. Proof that persistence can beat talent. And the biggest moment was still ahead. Because the world was about to see how far rejection could really take him. As Alibaba continued to grow, the world slowly changed its opinion about Jack Ma. The same people who once ignored him now wanted to hear him speak. The same companies that laughed at him now studied his business model. The same media that doubted him now invited him to conferences and interviews. Jack Ma had become impossible to ignore. Alibaba expanded rapidly. More sellers joined. More buyers trusted the platform. New services were created. The company grew beyond what anyone expected. With that growth came wealth. Jack Ma officially became a billionaire. For someone who had been rejected again and again, this moment felt unreal. The man once rejected by fast food restaurants was now one of the most influential business leaders in the world. But success brought new challenges. Now, people questioned his ideas instead of laughing at them. They analyzed his words. They judged his leadership. They criticized his decisions. Jack understood something important. Rejection never really ends. It just changes form. Instead of being told, "You're not good enough," he was now told, "You're responsible for everything." Expectations were higher. Pressure was heavier. But rejection had already trained him. He didn't chase approval. He didn't try to please everyone. He stayed focused on long-term vision. Jack believed leadership was about responsibility, not control. He empowered others. He encouraged young entrepreneurs. He shared his failures openly. He often spoke about how rejection shaped him, how being rejected taught him empathy, how failing taught him patience, how being laughed at taught him humility. Unlike many billionaires, Jack didn't pretend he was perfect. He spoke openly about mistakes. He reminded people that success is not about avoiding failure, it's about surviving it. Global attention followed him everywhere. People listened not because he was rich, but because his story felt real. He didn't look like a typical billionaire. He didn't act like one either. That made him powerful. He became a symbol of hope for millions of people who felt underestimated. Students, small business owners, entrepreneurs who had been told no too many times. Jack Ma didn't forget where he came from. He remembered the classroom, the low salary, the rejection letters, the laughter. And instead of using success to escape the past, he used it to explain the future. But the story was not over yet. Because true revenge is not becoming rich. True revenge is changing how the world sees you. And Jack Ma was about to complete that journey. In the end, Jack Ma's story was never really about money. Money came later. What came first was rejection. Rejection in school. Rejection in jobs. Rejection in interviews. Rejection in life. Again and again, the world told Jack Ma that he was not good enough. That he was not smart enough. That he was not strong enough to succeed. But Jack Ma learned something powerful from rejection. Rejection is not a signal to stop. It is a signal to grow. Every time he failed, he learned. Every time he was rejected, he adjusted. Every time people laughed, he listened quietly and moved forward. He didn't try to prove people wrong with anger. He proved them wrong with patience. Jack Ma didn't become successful because he was the smartest person in the room. He became successful because he understood people. He understood struggle. He understood fear. That understanding became his strength. When Alibaba succeeded, Jack Ma didn't celebrate rejection turning into revenge. He celebrated rejection turning into wisdom. He spoke openly about failure so others wouldn't feel ashamed. He reminded young people that success is not fast, and it is not easy. He showed that confidence comes from surviving disappointment. The man who was rejected by a fast food restaurant became a global leader. The man who failed exams became a teacher to millions. The man who was laughed at became a symbol of hope.